Hi, everybody. This is Ashley from Mill Housing Network, and I am joined once again with Shermaine Perry Knights. She's one of our favorite military authors, and she has brought a couple books with her tonight. And she is going to read I Move a Lot, and That's Okay, and then an excerpt from The Case of the Missing ID. Thank you all for joining us for our Mill Housing movie nights this fun week. We have coloring, games, prizes, and then, of course, on tomorrow night, Saturday night, we are going to have our big finale, our Inside Out 2 movie night. So I know most of you have probably PCSed once or 20 times, and you know that all the feels come with it, whether you are a child, whether you're an adult, you have all those feelings. And our team kind of put our heads together, and we had all seen the movie with our own kids, and we thought, what better to represent our military kids than this movie that shows it's okay. It's okay to have feelings. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to make new friends. And you're going to. So, with that in mind, make sure you tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in our Mill Housing virtual events group. And we look forward to watching the movie with you. All right, I will hand it over to Shermaine.
Hello, everyone. So we're talking about PCSing. Let me tell you, so you're probably like, who in the world is this? I will simply tell anybody watching and get ready to gasp. We PCSed a lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. 13 schools in 5 different countries, we PCSed a lot. Okay. And so this is where the title of the book, I Move a Lot and That's Okay, comes from. Because people ask you, where are you from? You're like, well, I kind of move a lot. Well, what about that? How do you feel about it? It's okay. That was kind of a mantra as a kid, and it became the title of a story. So what I want to do is share a little bit of the first story and more importantly, the excerpt from the second story. But I will also tell you that all of your experiences, you can turn those into powerful stories to share with other people. You are not at a deficit. You have like these cool superpowers because you probably know more than one language. You probably know how to mix with a lot of different people, and you have friends of all backgrounds. Believe it or not, in today's society, that is cooler than just like being in the same place forever for the rest of your life. You have some really cool gifts that make you flexible and marketable across the world. So let's dive right in. Okay, let me share. All right. And Ashley, if you'll let me know if you can see it.
I'll pop back on
Okay.
for a
So
second.
Ashley, I
And
assume that
you are sharing and
oh,
you
there
are
you
good
go.
to go.
Okay, great. All right. So this first book, I Move a Lot and That's Okay. If you can see behind me, my little Cody. He is in the story as well. He's the emotional support dino. Well, we read this story the last time. I kind of want to catch you up because you're already in PCS season. So we're going to breeze through some of it and focus on the really cool parts. Okay. So this is Grace, our main character, her dad, and her mom. Okay. So we already know she doesn't like to be called a brat. At this time, she's only 7 years old. She's getting used to military life. And like me, she was born in the service, had no choice. She's literally been PCSing all her life. You can see Cody on the bed over there, and he's also over my shoulder. He goes everywhere she goes. He's just a cool best friend. And when you move enough, you have friends all over, but you take one with you. This story starts out in Fort Benning, and we're going to move on. But what I'll tell you is that dad always called being stationed a new adventure, and I'm okay with that. You already know being stationed somewhere means you live there, but you're not going to stay there forever. Okay. And here they get orders. Yikes. Just means you got to follow the rules that the big boss says, and nobody can say no. If you and I are in the same boat here, we already know that you're a good soldier and you have to just kind of do what the military tells your family to do. But throughout this adventure, you will see Grace say that long as she can do certain things, she's okay with it. Here, I actually had this water bottle, so I'm going to read that part. It says, I have lots of money in a really big water bottle, and it's a different kind of piggy bank. I think I'm rich because the bottle is full. Dad says the money is different where we're going, and we can exchange it when we get there. The money in Italy is called euros, and I have to remember to call them euros, not dollars. As long as I'm still rich, I'm okay with that. It's how I felt as a kid with all the different types of money in my big Culligan water bottle. It made me feel rich. Now, this picture on the right, you know it well because you've had to pack up things, spend time with family, figure out what toys go in what boxes. So you know that well. Same on the left here. And she's hugging Cody really tightly. I literally take my Cody everywhere I go. And sometimes I let a friend take him with her. And we used to switch back and forth of where Cody goes. He's been to Japan. He's been to Arizona. He's been to Italy and Germany, and he's been all over the world. So Cody literally goes with me. Right? So it says she's living out of a suitcase again. So she's going to wear the same few things. You know this when you move into TLA or TLF, as they call it. Big hotel on base. Now, the part I want to focus on is coming up really soon. Here we're explaining PCS for people who don't know our lifestyle. But Grace says, I'm a soldier too, a tiny soldier in the army, and I'm tough. And all I can think about is how much I already miss this place. If this new adventure is fun, I'm okay with that. This was my actual second grade teacher, Mr. Mossberg. Like my actual one. He actually looks like him. And so I did write him and tell him I put you in my book. But he was a really cool teacher. And in this story, he's going to tell everybody, write your name down in this notebook. Make sure you stay in touch with Grace. So if you're getting ready to PCS, this is something really cool you can do. You can have everybody write down their emails or their phone numbers so you can stay in touch with the people that you want to. Okay. And this is her best friend, Carrington, that she will miss when she's gone. All right, so we're moving forward into this. They're getting ready to get on the airplane. Now, this is the part I want to start reading because this is some of my favorite parts. The plane is big and cold, and I tell Mom that I'm scared. Mom says that she's scared too, and we have to be brave. The Army needs us. And I hug Cody, and I put on my seatbelt, and Dad covers me with a blanket. My ears are popping, and Mom gives me watermelon flavored bubble gum. Dad says it's 14 hours of flying. I keep wondering if we are there yet. My back hurts a little, so I use Cody as my personal pillow. He makes me feel good. Cody feels like home, and I'm okay with that. We're finally in Italy after a really long time, and I see our bags, but I don't see Cody. I think I left him on the plane by accident. I feel so sad. Dad says he'll buy me another dinosaur. I want Cody, not some imposter. And Cody's going on an adventure without me, and that's okay. I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. Cody finds his way through the airport in another book and gets back on the base to meet her in time for show and tell. So he's not completely lost, okay? Not completely lost. Everything I see in Italy looks so nice. It's beautiful and it's really hot outside and it smells different. And Dad says there's sulfur in the air from the volcanoes. What if one erupts while we're here? I can't believe Italy has volcanoes and I'm not okay with that. That was a real concern for me as a kid. Like, it's got volcanoes and I'm living here. Wow. Um, Flashing forward, as long as my toys get here soon, I'm okay with that. So she finds the highs and lows to make life in Italy okay. I'm taking a walk with Mom and smell something really good. I smile and ask Mom if we can go in there. And I point to a store. Italians call it a pizzeria. I jump up and down and scream, pizza! I wonder how much it costs. Can I please have some, Mom? Yes, you can have some, but you have to ask how much in Italian. Remember how I taught you. I breathe deeply and point, scusi, quanto costa? And that's how you say, excuse me, how much in Italian. Mom pays the gentleman €5, and I watch the pizza man make the pizza right in front of us. I see him put it in the brick oven, and this pizza is different but good, and I'm okay with that. I'm flashing forward now. She gets all the way to Naples Elementary School. That was my real school over there, and it still stands in Naples, Italy. Now, here, we're getting all the way to the end, the last page here. It says, "This move is a tough one, but I'm a tough soldier. I want to tell my class all about Italy and what I've learned so far. I want to write a letter, but first, I'm going outside to play. Ciao, I'm Sylvia. I live across the street," said a young girl. "What's your name?" "Hi, io sono Grace. I move a lot, and that's okay." I'm okay with that. So in this first one, she's learned the highs and lows of PCS. She's feeling all the feels, and then they move. She makes a new friend, right? Now we got to flash forward a bit because Grace was 7 years old at this time, but now she's 10. And what does every 10-year-old kid dream of in the military? I know you know this one. Getting your ID. Oh my gosh, it is a rite of passage. It is the coolest moment. You got your ID, you're showing it at, AFES or the PX, whatever they're calling it now, BX, PX, NEX. You get to show it when you buy things and when you're in the food court sometimes, and it's really cool. The problem is most people lose their ID at least one time. Don't tell anybody I said I might have lost my ID more than one time. And this is back, not now. This is back then where they would put the sponsor's full social security number on there, like all the numbers, their full name and their full rank. Yeah. Imagine losing that off base living in a foreign country. The shock, the horror, the panic that I had, like every other military kid who lost their ID and sometimes found it. So let's dive right in, okay? And we're reading an excerpt from this. This is a chapter book since Grace is now 10 years old. She's a bit older, she's more mature, but as you can see on the cover, Cody is still with her. All right. So we are here in chapter 3, the big day. Now you already know you get your ID on your what? Your 10th birthday. Pending some other circumstances, you may get it earlier. Okay. Grace's eyes snapped open the next morning, her heart pounding with excitement. "It's today," she whispered, sitting up and scooping Cody into her arms. She glanced at her carefully laid out outfit. Everything was ready. She hopped into the shower, letting the warm water wake her up. After brushing her teeth and combing her hair, she studied her reflection. Her side ponytail was smooth and perfect, just as she had planned. And Cody watched from the bathroom counter, and Grace winked at him. "Looking good, huh?" The familiar sound of the distant chiming of church bells. Remember, they're in Italy now. You can hear these things in the street. The morning air carried the salty scent of the Mediterranean Sea through her open window, along with the aroma of Mom's special birthday pancakes wafting up from the kitchen. Now, I don't know about you, but if I close my eyes, I can smell those pancakes. I can smell that air outside. "Buongiorno, birthday girl." Mom called up the stairs, and the mix of English and Italian had become normal in their house, just like the mix of American and Italian foods in their pantry. Grace bounced down the stairs, Cody tucked under her arm. The kitchen table was decorated with a happy birthday banner, and Mom had arranged 10 candles on a stack of fluffy pancakes. "There's the birthday girl," Dad said, looking up from his coffee. He was already in his uniform, with his boots polished to a mirror like shine, catching the morning light. "Are you ready, Grace?" he asked, his tone warm but serious. And Grace nodded, practically bouncing in her chair. "Let's go. Sono pronto." That means I'm ready. Let's go. She called in her best Italian accent. She pictured herself standing at the Deer's office, also just also known as just Deer's, proudly holding her new shiny ID card, feeling taller and more grown up than ever. Because you know it means that you're getting older. You see this picture? She's wondering if the office really had deers making IDs. Would they take a good picture of her? Should she practice her smile one more time? She let out a small giggle at the thought of Cody posing with her in the picture. Her dad chuckled, grabbing the car keys. Let's make this official. Here we are, the deer's adventure. After breakfast, Grace clutched Cody as they drove to Deer's. The Italian sun was already warm despite the early hour. They passed the NEX, where Signora Lucia was opening her flower stand, and the school. Bon compleanno. Grace, she's calling out and waving. Grazie. She's pretty much saying happy birthday, and Grace says thank you. She replied, proud of how natural the Italian words felt now. Deers was a beige building down the street from the commissary. Inside, the air conditioning hummed, and several families sat in hard plastic chairs, waiting their turn. Grace turned, noticed another girl about her age clutching a worn teddy bear, and they shared a knowing smile. Stuffed friends made everything less scary. Remember, Dad said as they checked in, this ID card is a huge responsibility. It means you're officially part of our military family. And Grace sat up straighter. I know, Dad. I'll take good care of it. Now, you guess what happened, okay? Corbett, Grace Corbett, Sergeant's voice was friendly as they called them to the desk, and Grace approached, still holding Cody. The sergeant smiled at the stuffed dinosaur. And who's this? This is Cody, Grace said. He goes everywhere with me. Well, then you should probably be in your own ID photo. Don't you think? The sergeant winked, and Grace felt her nervousness melt away. The process was surprisingly quick, and the sergeant typed Grace's information to the computer, asked Dad some questions, and then it was time for the photo. Stand right there against the white wall, the sergeant instructed. And yes, Cody can stay in the picture if you hold him down low. So he's kind of below. He's not actually in the picture, but he's kind of holding, right? Grace stood tall, giving her brightest smile. The camera flashed, and just like that, she was one step closer to her very own military ID. Now, do you want to hear about the part where she loses the ID? Because I do. Let's read a little bit more, okay? While they waited for the ID to print, Grace noticed the girl with the teddy bear watching her. After a moment's hesitation, the girl came over. I like your dinosaur, she said. I'm Lila. We just got here last week from Fort Moore. I mean, it has a new name. Grace's eyes lit up. Really? My best friend Carrington is there. I'm Grace, and this is Cody. Nice to meet you, Cody, Lila said, solemnly, making her teddy bear wave. This is Mr. Snuggles. He's helping me be brave about moving again. How many times have you PCS'd? Grace asked. This is my fourth base, Lila said, but first time overseas. Everything's so different here. Wait till you try the pizza, Grace said enthusiastically. And the gelato is way better than regular ice cream. Maybe we could get some after school sometime. Before Lila could answer, the sergeant called Grace back to the desk. Here you go, young lady, your very own ID card. Grace stared at the small card in awe. There she was, smiling proudly with Cody, just visible at the bottom of the photo, if you look closely. We're in 36B, Lila told her. Come over anytime. Now, Ashley, should I read a little bit more or do you think I should stop there? I think I should. I think I should. Okay. The celebration begins. Actually, let's skip past that. Let's skip to where she loses it. Let's go there. Let's go there. The missing ID. Let's get to it, okay? I skipped forward a little bit. After the birthday pizza, Dad took Grace to school after a quick trip to return her library books. Although half of the school day was finished, she arrived in time to see her friends at recess. And before getting out of the car, Grace convinced her dad to let her ride bikes with Lila after school. Just stay together, he reminded her before leaving the front office. The afternoon was perfect for bike riding, and Grace showed Lila all her favorite spots: the playground near the basketball court, the hidden path behind the shopette where cats often sunbathe, and the hill where you could see both Mount Vesuvius and the bay. Race you to the swings, Grace called out, pedaling faster. The wind whipped through her hair as she sped down the path, and Cody secure in her bike basket. It wasn't until they stopped at the playground that Grace felt that something was wrong. She reached into her pocket to show Lila her ID again and found nothing. Yikes. Oh no, she whispered, checking her pockets. No, no, no. What's wrong? Lila asked, pushing her bike's kickstand down. My ID, it's gone. Grace's voice trembled. I just got it today, and Dad's gonna be so mad. All right, I'm gonna stop here.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I have a 7-year-old myself, and she's already sure that she's so ready for an ID. So
It's a big
uh,
deal.
the excitement is such a huge deal for kids. But yeah, I feel this story in my heart for her. And she has already told me that we will be purchasing this so she can read it. So she's going to be tuning in tonight. And then we will also be getting this book. And thank you for everybody who is tuning in with us. Make sure to post in the comments below. um, Post where you're coming from, if you have, kiddos that are listening in. And then our team is going to pick one family, and we will reach out to you. So we'll draw a name, we'll reach out to you, and you can choose if you would like the case of the missing ID, or if you would like a copy of I Move a Lot and That's Okay. Um, so we will send one of those to you from Amazon. But even if your family doesn't get drawn, if you ask your mom or your dad to use the QR code below, that will pull up Shermaine's link to her new book, The Case of the Missing ID. And then I will post in the comments the direct link to I Move a Lot and That's Okay. From there, you can click her name and it will have her other books as well. And we'll put her website down there so you can see all of the other beautiful titles that she has written.
Ashley, can I do something too? I just want to throw something in there. For whatever family you pick, can I also send them a Cody?
We would
They can
love
name him
that.
whatever they like, but I'd love to send you a Cody so he can stay with you when you PCS.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. We will actually reach out to you. We'll get that address. Shermaine will be sending Cody, and we will let you choose which book you would like. So again, thank you very much, Shermaine. Thank you, everybody who's tuned in. Make sure to continue participating in the fun, and then come tomorrow night for the movie night. Make sure to answer any of the fun trivia and get entered to win some awesome prizes. Thank you all.